I love books, and I just love the feeling that you get when you open a book and you get to find a new character that becomes your friend. And I just think that that is something that you can teach to children, that books can be your friends, and that when they find this book and they find this character, that they will have a lifetime friend forever. Sometimes non-readers are a big challenge, but there are so many options for them. Graphic novels are a great way to get non-readers reading, because there's the picture aspect, but it teaches them sequencing, it teaches them how to predict. Graphic novels are a great way for those struggling readers to find that they are able to read and finding success in reading. That's part of the whole thing of this library, is making that atmosphere where they feel comfortable, that they know that they can come in and this is a safe place and it's a safe place to learn. And when I read, yeah, sometimes I do character voices, but I think you just have to be excited and get the kids excited, because if you're excited about reading and if I'm enjoying it, they're going to enjoy it. And if I'm laughing and giggling right along with them, then they're more apt to enjoy what I'm saying or reading. Yes, there are a lot of students here at Foxborough, and you just have to listen to the kids talk and just ask them questions and listen to what they like and don't like. And they're here to make their own opinions and to make choices. And the library is a great place to teach kids those life skills, because you will be making choices the rest of your life. And if they can find the right book for them, and if I can help them find the right book, then they are learning how to make good choices in life. I have, I think, the best job in the world. Right now I'm working on my master's in library science, so I'm here to stay. I just love the library. I think it is the best place anybody could be. There's so much knowledge and learning, and you get to interact with everybody, all the parents, the students, and the teachers.
Statistics is a field that I have fallen in love with, and to be honest with you, when I went through college, it wasn't emphasized a lot. I had like one statistics class through college, but as I started to teach it, everything is real life. They never have that question, why should I learn this? Why should I take it? Because everything is a real life example. And I think sometimes I have to start them off at the first year and say, you're going to probably think I'm crazy because I really love this. I love this content. I love the course, and you might not like it at first. You probably won't like it at first. But as they come to realize, I really can do this, and it's putting all their skills together, a lot of them fall in love with it. I hold the carrot in front of them all the time. I talk about in the fact that I want 100% pass rate, and I expect 100% pass rate, and sometimes I think I'm crazy for saying that, because it brings a little bit of stress to all of us, but most years that has happened, that we've been able to have 100% of them pass the test. I had two sons that had cancer within 2 years of each other, so I'd been at Davis High for only a little bit more than a year when my first son was diagnosed, and the original thoughts were pretty terrified. I'm like, how can I keep working? And although I had the health insurance, so I said I can't quit. We were entering a long-term phase here, and I can never forget that first phone call that I made. Actually, my husband made. I couldn't make it to one of my coworkers and just explain the situation. And it was over Christmas break, luckily. And he just said, you know, our son has a brain tumor. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know when she'll be back to work. And they just said, you just worry about your son, and we're going to teach your classes. And they did. And so whoever's prep it would come in and teach my class. And they did that for a few weeks until I finally realized, okay, we need to get a system going here. That's part of really being a core team. It's not just we do the same thing. That's consistent within our faculty. If somebody has to be gone, like you get a phone call, your child is sick, you have to leave, you don't call the office for a sub, you call whoever has a prep.
I love Davis School District. As a support staff member, we're part of the team here. In other schools I've worked at, the staff did not really interact with support staff, and we felt like a second-class employee. I have not had that experience here in Davies School District. We are treated as a team member. All of the team members have different positions to play, but we're all on the same team. We're all here to educate children. I enjoy working with students one-on-one who have difficulties doing stuff that the other kids do. I love helping them achieve goals and be successful in the little things. But I believe that every student deserves the opportunity to be successful. That is deep inside. That's what drives me to do what I do. We set goals for these students, and they may be small goals. Something as simple as getting your own tissue out of the box. Something we take for granted, we just do that. They have to work really hard to be able to accomplish these same things. But they can do it if they're given the right encouragement and the proper environment to do those things. To communicate with Jacob, you have to be very aware of his body language. It's his facial expressions and his eyes. His eyes will tell you everything you need to know. If there's something in his backpack that he wants me to get, he'll look at his backpack and then he'll look at me. And I will say, oh, you have something in your backpack that you want to do. It's all in his facial communications. He can communicate, you just have to be very receptive. Lucy's very verbal. She's hard to understand, but if you put it in context, we're teaching her to vocalize a lot of the stuff that she does have a talker, but in the classroom, I give her the choice. Do you want your talker? And she'll tell me no. She wants to verbalize. The kids around her are learning how to interpret what she's saying and what she wants. When the kids want to, they'll ask me a question, does Lucy like blue? I don't know, ask Lucy. And they will ask Lucy the question. So I try to defer and let the kids learn how to communicate with Lucy. This is what I do. I've had faculty members in the past tell me that I should go get my teaching certificate. That's not me. I like helping on the most basic level.
I had an art teacher that was just the most amazing person. And he always told me going through high school that I was supposed to be an art teacher. Teaching, I just never took it seriously. And so I tried different things. I did contracting for a while. I was even a lumberjack for a while. And then one day I decided to go back to college, but what I wanted to be was an architectural engineer. That was my sole desire, so I went to Southern Utah University and started their program, and then found out I needed to transfer to the U. So I went through all that process, and then I got home and I just didn't feel right. So finally, it just hit me what my art teacher used to say, you're supposed to be a teacher. And once I made that decision, it just clicked. I wake up every morning happy to come to work. So, you know, there's stressful days, obviously, just like there is in everything. And so you just kind of take it as it comes. And you put out the fires. Like last week, we did the TSA state competition. I take 50 kids down there to compete in this engineering competition, and I have to chase 50 kids around all day long. And part of it is it's just crazy, and it's completely overwhelming. But the end result is the opportunities it gives to these students. And if I can reach 50 students in 30 different categories instead of 10 students in 2 or 3 categories, that's my passion, that's my drive, is to reach as many students as I can and give them the opportunities and experience. And they always come back and say that was the greatest thing that ever happened, especially when they get to go back to nationals. So, you know, we've got 11 students that are going back to nationals. Yeah, that's the most in the state as far as engineering programs that are actually going back to the national convention. But again, it is. I'm astonished every day about these great students. I mean, they just do amazing things that I just shake my head. I'm all over the place. I teach 9 different courses in 7 periods. And so when I'm dealing with that kind of volume, then I have to be very, very flexible. But the most important thing that I do is give the students real life experiences.
Everything that has gone on in this school, everything that has, you know, all the things that have been brought in, everything, you know, I've been a part of that. So yeah, I would say I got quite a bit of ownership in this school, which I kind of like. Makes me feel like I've done something, I've accomplished something. I mainly am responsible for taking care of this building. But at the same time, I'm also responsible for helping kids in any way that if they need it. I'm not a teacher, but I do have to set a proper example for them, and I think I try and do that. I tell the kids that, like at the beginning of the school year, that if you're in need of something, if you need my help with something, I'm there for you. That's my job. I'm here to take care of you, to take care of this faculty, the staff, whoever. I'm here for you. And I do what I can to help them with whatever the problem is. I take pride in what I do. I care about my job. I care about the people I work with and for. I want to do a good job, and I think that's why I'm successful, because I want to do the best I can. I just want people to appreciate what they come into when they come in. So to me, the best way to do that, to make them feel that way, is to do the best I can do. I get to walk the halls and I get to see what goes on, and I get to watch kids, I get to watch our teachers, and I get to see, you know, how they grow together. Okay, the kids are here to learn and trying to grow and to be successful and eventually go out on their own and be successful in life, and our teachers are trying to teach them that. And I watch teachers at the beginning of a school year take students who are trying to learn these things and help them learn and develop and grow and become the person they want to be.
I teach the study skills remediation class, so I help the kids that are lacking in credit get back so they can get to graduation and graduate. I'm in charge of all student government, so all officers, so the senior, junior, sophomore officers and the student body officers, as well as the head girls basketball coach here as well. So year in, year out, it could be, you don't know what you're gonna get. This year I was very fortunate. I have a very great group of kids that have made my job a lot easier, because I can say, hey, I need this done, and they just go out and they just get it done for me. We spend all summer together talking about getting ready for the year, but also how are we going to reach every kid? How are we going to set up and organize every activity so that we don't have any complications when that time comes? And so they're learning time management skills, leadership skills, and I think that's probably the main focus of the student government. Usually get here right around 6:30, just trying to make sure everything's ready to go for the day with activities, especially it depends on what week it is, with if there's something student government-wise. Always working with kids that are taking tests before school, during lunch, after school for the after-school makeup that I'm involved in as well. And then I usually don't get out of here, and depending on activities at night that I go and support. So I'm usually not getting home till 9 o'clock is a typical day. So I'll start at 6:30, get home about 9. These students, a lot of them that I've taught in the past, my student government kids, they're all in other activities. And so I want to get out and show them that I support them. And I think that's where my long hours comes in, because they put in the time in my classroom to do what I want them to do. The least I can do is go out and support them. So I love my job. I love coming here. I love coming to work every day. I love working with these kids. And by the end of the day, I just want to make sure that I've maybe did something that is going to help someone maybe later in life.
I would say, if I've been successful, I hope I have, that I would attribute a lot of that to the fact that I took the time to learn from others who had proven themselves to be successful in those areas. I just live by a couple basic philosophies in relationship to really my life, but in my professional life in particular. One of those is right and wrong is wrong. And the other one, a wise old college basketball coach taught me in the early part of my career, if you try to please everybody, you won't please anybody. So just do the right thing. From an athletic standpoint, my philosophy there is that we need to have an equal playing field. And every program needs to have an equal chance to be successful. So I worked very hard to eliminate any recruiting within our district, and I've been very consistent with our 9th grade participation policy that if kids play, they play at their own high school. Because I want every kid to have a chance, and I want every coach to have a chance to be on that equal playing field. The question was asked, you know, what do you want to get accomplished when you get back? And my answer was that I wanted to get kids in the elementary school in particular moving more. I wanted them to get physically active. And I said, before I finish, I want to do something that can incorporate more movement in the elementary schools and establish in their minds better health habits at a very young age. And the second thing was that I wanted to come back and try to do something for employees, because I've always felt a great passion for allowing our employees to have an opportunity to be well instead of trying to figure out how to get well after they get sick.
I've always, since I was a little girl, wanted to be a teacher. And then when throughout childhood, we kind of had struggles and trials, you know, that normal people go through, but a lot of time home life was really hard. And so my teachers were the ones that were there for me that I could depend on. And when things did get tough, I'd just submit myself into school and focus on, and this was always just my rock and my stability. And I had just some amazing teachers in my life that influenced me that I kind of wanted to give back and be that person for somebody else. Your attitude really matters, and if you have the right attitude and if you're willing to work hard enough, you can overcome anything and you can rise and meet your goals. And so that's something that I just personally believe in, and I feel like these kids, I mean, they're 9 and 10, but they've got hard stuff that they're already dealing with in life as well. That I feel like I've been blessed to be in their lives for 9 months, that if I can instill problem-solving skills, if I can instill that confidence in them, that hopefully they'll look back and remember, you know, Mrs. Saunders cared and she loves me and I can do it. Here at Heritage, we have a big sign that says, a good teacher doesn't teach from the textbook, but teaches from the heart. And so I feel like I'm really more of a character building teacher, that I really get to know my students. And we spend a lot of the first month of school just asking them, we do a check-in where that's just a personal question. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite sport? Whatever. And I really focus that first month of school really trying to get to know the kids and to build that relationship with them. And I feel like if they know that I'm invested and they know that I care about them, they'll rise to any occasion. And I really try to make the environment in our classroom where anybody can shine, whether they're the lowest academic student or the highest academic student, and they're constantly working with one another and teaching each other. And I just try, we're Saunders superstars, and so we always let ourselves shine and we always try to make others shine that are around us. I feel like we're a team, and that, you know, it's not just me that can make it work, it's not just the student that can make it work, it's not just the parents making them do it, but if we're all communicating together. And I feel like the parents send their kids to me, it's their most important treasure that they're giving to me for 6 hours. And so it's important to me that they always know where their kid is, they always know what's expected here at school, they always know what's going on here at school, so that they know that when they send their child to me, that what they're doing, that they're being taken care of, that they're loved and supported.
If I were working for a company somewhere else, you probably don't get to meet a lot of your customers, where I can just go through the neighborhood and meet a lot of the people that use our product. And so I really like that I can just get the feedback and hear how people are using it and the things they like, and just kind of get that satisfaction of, here's what we did and here's the people that are using it and they actually like it. And it's always changing, there's always something new. You can never really get comfortable. And so I just like that it's never boring. You know, every day you go to work, it seems like the technology's changed, and even though you're always playing catch up, it's keeps exciting. The Evaluate Davis has been really cool, just because we're using a new technology we haven't used, and we all seem to really like the development environment for it. So we're moving to a Microsoft development, and that's been a lot of fun. It's been all new technology to learn and a new way to do things, but it's been really rewarding, and it's been pretty cool to see everybody just hop on board and be excited about it and the progress we've made in pretty little time, really. When we have our meetings in the morning, generally something gets brought up about something cool they've learned off of NPR, KSL, or read about, and so that sparks a lot of discussion, and we're able to kind of go off of that. Yeah, there's some days where we come and we're learning something new, and it's, even though it's work, it's actually entertaining, it's fun. And just with working with the people I get to work with, a lot of times it feels like just hanging out with friends, and so it makes it, there's a lot of days when we're all just working together in a group or something, and it's just awesome.
I have a lot of sense of pride in Sunset Junior High because this was my school. This is where I went to junior high, was at Sunset. We have a great benefit of dynamics at Sunset with some of the highest, brightest, most high-achieving students that you'll find anywhere in the district that attend this school. And we also have other students that struggle, that have a great need. So we have a great diversity in this school. It's been amazing to see what's happened here together with the students, the faculty, staff, as well as with the parents, because we couldn't do this without our amazing parent group, our community council, and our PTA, and what they've done to help move the school forward. And we know that technology, it continues to evolve in education. We know that with math and the new technology, with the STEM grants and all the things going on, that we just have to have those things in the school. We saw a great benefit and an opportunity, and with the help of the district and the foundation, we were able to put a new math lab in. We've been able to now, with the help of the district and the help of our community council and trust lands, put in 4 different portable labs that we have moving. And that's been just an amazing thing. Again, brings great pride to the students to see that even though we don't have these other things that other schools might have, we do have a lot of technology and a lot of the other things that some schools might not have. I mean, I don't feel like I deserve much of anything. I feel happy to just be here in this school and be here with these teachers, with these students. Feel happy that the superintendency gave me an opportunity to come and work with these people, from the parents to the staff to the students. Just a humbling thing to have that opportunity, then to be recognized for it. It's a humbling thing. Just about every day I come to school and go home saying, I've got about the best job. When you walk away and parents and community councils say, what can we do to help students leave here credit proficient? That's when you walk away saying, I'm in the best place ever. What a great place to be, that everybody has student learning at the #1 priority.
I went back to school to finish my degree, and then, which was in teaching, English teaching, and then I remembered why I really started my degree in teaching. And so I basically quit that job and went full-time into teaching and never looked back. And the reason I did that is because I kind of have a life philosophy about influencing people, and I think that's what life is about, is building a relationship and then influencing somebody for the good, or sadly sometimes the negative, and I wanted to influence people for good. And teaching is one of those professions where you can do that. And then when you take literature, it just leads to be able to do that, because it talks about the things that are going on in the world and how that applies to us. And so it just lends itself to the perfect job for influencing people in a positive direction. Best part of my job is my relationship with the students. When it goes back to my philosophy on creating some sort of influence in people's lives. And so it's the relationship I create with the students that gives me the ability to influence them in a positive direction. And so it's that moment when they notice that I care, that I'm here to not just make their lives miserable, but to actually push their life forward in a positive direction. And it's that realization moment that this is a teacher or a person who cares about me as an individual, as a person. And so that's the best part of teaching, is when students feel that and then move with it. If you keep things relevant for students, it makes it easier to teach them, because they see why it applies to them. And I really do believe that kind of separates me from other people, maybe even just in general, is that if it's not relevant, why do it? You know, I think there's this group of disenfranchised students who are sitting in a classroom who can't do A, B, C, D, or memorize vocabulary of those kind of things. But when you engage them on a level of relevancy, they think to themselves, well, school actually matters. And so they engage with you on a level. And I was that student. I was that student who I could memorize, but I didn't see the point in it. Fine, I'll just look it up, those kind of things. The way I work with veteran teachers is, and I've always approached it this way, is that they're here and they've been here for 20 years or whatever it is. And so that they know some stuff. And so it's important for me to know what they know. I'm surrounding myself with positive influences, relationships that will push me in a positive direction. What better way to do that than seasoned teachers?